keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the vids. It's a must-see. Gonna bring you the best. Legends you remember from the ring and silver screen. We're over the top. Get ready for a good time.
Bow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby 1130.
My name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th. I don't know what that was. I really don't know what that was.
That threw me off. I'm Hot Mike Chance, and
I'm BJ the DJ.
He tricked me right there.
Tell him who you be. Tell him who you be.
I'm the CEO of Piggly Wiggly. It's Brandon Eugene. That Mr. First.
Brandon,
Eugene.
a.k.a. Cold Mike Brandon. Back
Yeah.
Eugene's stupid name.
hey, where'd you get that shirt?
The pig, Piggly Wiggly.
Shout out to the Piggly Wiggly.
Mount
Great.
Rushmore
Winn-Dixie,
grocery
Piggly
stores.
Wiggly, and
Mount
Holt
Rushmore.
CB.
Winn-Dixie, Piggly Wiggly. Mount Rushmore's a grocery store.
Shout out to
Great idea.
Shout out to Brittany Crafton. I met her in high school. She worked at Piggly Wiggly.
Okay. Well, shout out to her. Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing now in life.
Being awesome because she worked at Piggly Wiggly.
We know
And
you're
Houchins. Throw back to Houchins. They don't exist anymore, but throw back to Houchins. My first job, Houchins, a grocery store, Portland, Tennessee.
You know what's not going to
Shout
be on
out
the top?
to Sarah Lewis. She was the mascot.
Sarah Lewis.
All right. You know, who's not, before we get into this fucking pay-per-view, you know what's
I'm just
not going to be
kidding.
on my
I'm just
Mount Rushmore of grocery stores? Fucking Food Line.
Hey, whoa.
No, I know you used to work there. You have emotional ties from 16 years old.
I call Food Line
They had the
the
best-
shitty
Hey.
kitty.
It went down at Food Line, dog.
They had the best paper bags.
Okay, if that's your best quality, you're not Mount
Joe's
Rushmore
has to go
material.
down
at
I'm not a Food Line. The shitty kitty. No.
Piggly Wiggly, H.G. Hill.
I love H.G. Hill.
Now that I've gotten older, I'm a Publix shop.
I've always liked Publix.
H.G. Hills was the knockoff Piggly Wiggly.
It was.
But it was still
In
a
its
banger.
own way.
Anyways. Omaha. Halloween Havoc 1989. This is our first WCW pay-per-view episode.
Yeah, we're in October. We're in spooky.
All you white girls
Guys.
who love pumpkin
Guys,
and hocus pocus.
shout out Hocus Pocus. This pay-per-view, I'll say with this right here, it started out with a match between Mike Rotunda and the Z-Man.
Captain Mike Rotunda.
If y'all play a drinking game, every time you see me push the table towards the camera, you're gonna be a lit son of a bitch by the end of this episode.
I got my
Chad
foot right
showed me
here
a
now.
time lapse of the last episode, and it's just slowly going to.
Just the progression. We get closer and closer.
This was the first Halloween Havoc, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very first
Yeah.
Halloween Havoc.
The thing that stood out to me the most on there, it was hella dark in there.
Yes, it was very poor lighting.
The interviews, there was all
They're
the
trying to-
shadows.
When you're
I
trying
couldn't
to,
tell if they were trying to do it because it's like
Trying to set the
ooh,
vibe.
or if it's just WCW was shit.
it's called trying to block out the attendance not being there.
Yeah.
It's only like 7,000.
Putting
in attendance.
lipstick
Yeah,
on a
wasn't
pig.
much.
Now, it was
Piggly
produced by
Wiggly.
WCW, but it was NWA event, correct?
Right. So this is in Philadelphia, and this just goes to show like what E said about the crowd not being there. WCW didn't do well in northeastern territories or anything. That was WWF territory.
What made him go to Pennsylvania?
Just trying to get
Just trying
outside.
to- yeah.
And Flair always said if they stayed in a certain demographic,
Carolina
they would
and
still
the
be in
Southeast.
business, but they
The
try to
Southeast.
expand into WWF territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's, what did you say, 7,300 people in
Yeah, it wasn't
attendance.
a lot.
It did 175,000 buys though.
And at the beginning of the match, when they announced both of the wrestlers, Z-Man and
They're in the ring.
they're in the ring, but they booed both. They booed both.
They
of them.
booed
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Booed
who's the
hell out
face?
of
I
them.
guess
Yeah.
Z-Man, but he's getting
Well,
booed.
that was
a
a common thing for this pay per view.
They viewed. God, I'm having chest pain.
I mean, when you think about professional wrestling, no one ever goes, man, that Z-Man match.
That was his nickname, bro.
If you look at your typical WCW pay-per-views during this time, the opener was always the very high energetic match.
Yeah.
This was two different styles altogether. Mike Rotunda at this time was playing the varsity club type role where he was an amateur wrestler. Z-Man's the high flyer. It just didn't mix. It was oil and water. So
Well, I will say this. I loved Jim Ross's commentary.
Yes.
Because it was very, you can tell the difference. If you watched let's just say, Survivor Series or SummerSlam 89,
Oh, yeah.
and then you watched this.
Yeah.
This was like sport, like professional wrestling sport.
Yeah.
You could tell by the way that Jim Ross was announcing.
Yep.
The wrestling matches, the quality of wrestling was way better than it was in an 89
Exactly.
pay-per-view
Yeah.
at WWF.
Just on a smaller scale at that time, you know. That's just,
But it was just
you know.
the characters were.
I forget the guy that was announcing with Jim Ross, but he was
Oh, it was Gordon.
Gordon
Solie.
Soley.
Yeah.
The great Gordon
no
Soley.
Bob
Cottle.
Bob Cottle. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Bob Cottle's.
Yeah,
Yes. Bob
And then that
Cottle,
really
yeah.
horrible dude that everybody hated. He ended up selling out wrestling like later. What was his name?
Oh my God.
Chris something.
Cruz.
Chris Cruz.
Chris
He did. I forgot
Cruz,
what
that
he
was-
did, and like Shivani hates that guy.
Yeah.
or Conrad does. He sold out the business or something about it.
Yeah.
yeah,
was
I remember
backstage
like
guy.
when I saw that team, I was like, who the hell are these guys?
Bob Cottle, yeah.
Yeah. Gordon Sully was the other. He was the interview guy before.
He was the
match.
yeah.
Yeah. But
The legend right there.
that first match was. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. I mean, it was like 15 minutes.
13 minutes.
Yeah, it was 13 minutes. Yeah,
13
something long.
minutes.
I'm
And
like-
it was. Back then, a bunch of holds. Yet the abdominal stretch was very prominent in this paper.
Original.
And another thing, some of these
Side
finishes,
Russian
the way that
leg
some of
sweep.
these finishing moves that won matches.
There's no finish moves. It
Well,
was
that's
just-
my point.
yeah.
Wait till we get. What's the next match?
The Samoan SWAT team with the Samoan Savage versus the Midnight Express and Steve Williams.
Babyface Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to see Babyface
Yeah.
Jim Cornette?
Well,
Nobody.
I love Jim Cornette, and I love Midnight Express. But it,
Before we get to that match, though, we had a backstage interview with Bruno Sammartino, who had left WWE, and he was now he was so over WWF and their bullshit. He wanted to be involved in something different, so he gets involved. He's supposed to be the special enforcer for the main event match that night. The
Thunderdome.
And I made this comment in the group text to you guys. You could tell when Jim Ross was booking because Dr. Death Steve Williams was booked to go.
Oh yeah.
He's the most overrated wrestler I've ever seen in my entire
and
life.
you let them tell. And I love Jim Ross
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Bruce Prichard.
That's
all that.
his-
Yeah.
But Jim Cornette too. But they thinks Dr. Death Steve Williams hung the fucking.
He
moon.
is
And I'm
terrible.
not saying he's not a bad son of a bitch, bro.
was
but he was not a
terrible.
professional wrestler as far as like
Bart
wrestling
Gunn knocked his
entertainer.
lights out.
Well, that and he just wasn't. Like he was a
terrible.
tough son of a bitch, but he wasn't a main event.
He
guy,
had
you know?
a 5-move set.
That's it.
And they were
He
talking
had
about
5 moves?
they were talking about how that the Brawl for All ruined his, which we have to do an episode on.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Might be my pleasure, too.
Like the full breakdown.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
they
that would
expected him to be
hilarious.
the guy. He was supposed to come in and feud with Austin.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
that's what I was getting at.
Think
Like,
about
what,
that.
What
Yeah.
kind of, who's going to buy that?
Yeah,
Nobody
I
wanted
wouldn't
to see
be.
Like,
Steve
The only
Williams
person-
versus Steve Williams.
The only person that I felt was legitimate enough to win that Brawl for All was Dan Severn. He
Yeah.
was the only legit badass dude, or
but
Ken
again,
Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock
you're
before he
trying,
dropped
at the
out,
end of the
yeah.
day, you're trying to sell tickets and get ratings.
Yeah.
And Dan Severn and Dr. Death are not.
They're
gonna
not
do
gonna
that.
do
You know
it.
what I mean?
You're
right.
Nobody in. The only one that was in there that probably would have been Godfather as far as being
legit,
over.
a legit
Yeah.
boxer.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying? But also
Mark Merrow was a Golden Glove boxer.
you're
Yeah,
right.
but I'm saying, but again, like Bart was a badass, but he was a mid card guy his whole career.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
were like,
It just no one knew that he was.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Merrill was another one that could have went in and really done some damage, but they were putting them in there with a bunch of amateurs, and they were getting we got to save that for a
yeah,
whole
we got
other
to
episode.
that may need to be the next episode we do.
But like you said, this is Babyface Cornette, which is different. This is early Bloodline, if you think about it. You got the Samoans,
SWAT team,
Samoan
man.
SWAT team.
Was
and the
was
Samoan
that
Savage.
Rikishi in? Was
Yes.
Rikishi part of the Samoans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's his name's dad was, too, Jacob Fatu's.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
Tonga
and then the
Kid.
Samoan Savage was the Tonga Kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, dude, it's the old how they portrayed Samoans, even in the late '80s, just being the wildness of them and
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
It's
My
just-
bad.
Any of y'all ever played football with a Samoan?
Yeah.
I never did.
No.
Yeah,
Their
I think we may
reputation
have-
is very
I
valid.
had to block
Yeah.
some. Look, the ones I was a center my whole career. The nose guards that I hated blocking the worst were like Samoan dudes
Yeah.
that were like
They feel
sawed
no,
off
Yes.
and like fast as lightning off the line.
and feel no
Baddest-
pain.
Baddest dudes I ever seen.
I would
Been
much
around my
rather
life,
block a
Samoan.
dude 500 pounds because
Yes.
I just hit him in the knees. You cannot block a Samoan.
No,
dude.
Samoans are next level.
You can't, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, what about
right
Bobby Eaton's hair?
I love Bobby Eaton, man.
Yeah, his hair was.
I love Bobby
Who
Eaton.
won the first match? Did Z-Man win it?
Yeah, Z-Man
Z-Man,
won it
'cause
off of a
The splash. He
Oh,
rolled out of the
man.
splash. He rolled out of the splash. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's cool move, bro.
and then spit all over the mat.
Spit all over the mat after the match was over. Just Hawk, the original Hawk Tua, dude.
The biggest loogie ever. It's just-
Z-Man.
It's not as bad as the Owen Hart one.
that's
After
the worst thing.
that's so gross, bro. After WrestleMania 10.
But yeah, that 6-man tag match, he almost got 20 minutes.
This should have went first.
Yeah.
This match should have been first. This was the energy that was in the openers at WCW in the late 80s, early 90s. The high energy matches, and the crowd was really into this match.
Yeah.
And I love Bobby Eaton. I think Bobby Eaton is one of the most underutilized, underrated
Facts.
wrestlers of all time, man. Him and William Regal as the Blue Bloods was one of my favorite tag teams in WCW. They just Bobby Eaton. What was the move off the top rope? The Alabama Slammer. Yeah, I mean him. And I was never a Stan Lane fan. Just
Hey, he's a karate master.
yeah, but I was never a fan. never a
Jim Ross
fan.
made it a point to point that out multiple times. that
He
he's
did
a
an
master
ugly
of karate.
DDT on there. Like there was some botches in this match that were just wild. But I mean, but this was
WCW
the
for you.
energy that WCW opening matches had during those pay-per-views back
Yeah.
then.
And then you had
Who won? Yeah.
the Samoan.
Bloodline goes over.
Yeah, Bloodline
Lane
went
hit Cornette. Cornette was on the apron and he hit him.
Another wild finish.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which
finish.
this is also, but this is setting up because right now Cornette's babyface, but he's also in conflict with Midnight Express and also what was the other team? Dynamic Dudes.
Yeah, the
He
Dynamic
was in
Dudes.
conflict with
Their match was terrible too. Shane Douglas was awful in his match. His neck-
dynamic dude.
No,
Now
you
start dating the Bella's mom.
You had Wildfire Tommy Rich.
That's my guy.
By Tom Rich,
Wait.
baby. Tom Rich, baby.
Wait a second.
My guy.
That match, that's the one I was thinking of. Tommy Rich wins with a Thez press. Man. That's how you win. He Thez pressed and won by that.
Have you ever been pressed by?
I've never been Thez passed, bro. I've never been Thez passed.
But he defeated the
I've never
the Cuban assassin.
Yes. Yes.
Worst wrestler. Who the hell was the Cuban I've been ready to bring it up. Worst wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
I thought that was Big the Bruce.
Big Bully Bruising.
Whatever his name was.
Busey.
Billy Busey.
Gary
Bill
Busey.
Belichick
Gary
or whoever
Busey.
it was.
Who was it? Are you looking it up, Chad?
Gary Busey.
I looked up Cuban
Butter
assassin. and they had
sausage.
all these names. I don't know who any of the names, the aliases are of Cuban
But I mean,
assassin.
hey, so we got to stop overlooking these promos prior to these matches,
Oh
though.
yeah, they're terrible.
Because the Terry Funk one was hilarious, man. Like,
Terry Funk was jacked as fuck.
yeah,
Right?
Yes.
We were just talking about that was
Thanks, Chad.
fresh off of Over the Top.
Yeah.
Fresh off
Shout out over the top.
Me and Dory, my brother.
But yes, I'm sorry. Yeah,
He was talking about they got a new dance craze in Philadelphia called the 10,000 volt boogie and fried chicken. I was like, what
Fried
the
chicken.
hell does fried chicken have to do with anything?
Again, overselling that somebody's gonna get fucking electrocuted.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Doesn't fucking happen. We're gonna talk about it later.
Yeah, but talking about the Cuban assassin Tommy Rich match, there was way too much,
Wildfire.
Wildfire, Tommy Rich, baby.
way too much wrestling in this match. But like
Way too much of.
They got 8 minutes. 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
when they fucked off the sunset flip, crowd lost it. They were done. They were done with this
We're
match.
done at the beginning with Z-Man.
Hey, we gotta give,
booing Z-Man
a
on the
shout
opening
out
match.
to Wildfire Tommy Rich.
I love Tommy Rich.
He is
Tommy
from
Rich.
Hendersonville.
Hendersonville.
That's my
yeah,
guy.
he is. He's country boy, man.
And Jim Ross points that out in the broadcast.
But this was
funny.
I think he
Shit,
was my
listen.
waiter at the chop house the other night.
Tommy Rich could fillet a mean fucking steak. At the
pause.
There, Bubba.
No,
He did a
but this
Thez
was
press on it.
This was the
Bubba, we
difference.
don't sell. We don't have Dr Pepper, boy. We got Mr. P.
The beer.
It's that Mr. Pibb extra. What's extra about it?
But like this was the
carbonation?
difference between like the Southern wrestling and the WWE style. Like he's straight out of Memphis. Like in Philadelphia, they don't have a rat. They don't give a rat's ass about
they don't
Tommy
care,
Rich.
man.
It's been shit so far in this pay per view, but I can already tell you I enjoy it more than some of these 91 pay per views.
oh, good. Yeah. It was, yeah.
Survivor Series 91. This has
bad.
been more enjoyable than that so far.
Yeah. Oh. Next we get
Your
I mean,
boys.
we get the Freebirds cut a promo on the Dynamic Dudes, obviously. But
Yeah.
then we get the Freebirds versus Dynamic Dudes.
Coming out to Skinner.
Coming out to Skinner. This was
go.
the first time
No,
WCW
you had
used
the
license.
Doom and Steiner's match before that, didn't you?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's
You're
later.
right. You're right.
You get this is the first time WCW actually used licensed music for their entrances. So
Yeah.
they came out to Skinner. There was I don't know who the Dynamic Dudes came out to. They came out to.
It was some
another,
art
it was another
cheesy.
mainstream song.
It was
It
terrible.
was. You're right. I can't remember who it was. But
Wearing neon pink and green and
Can we just talk about how much John Laurinaitis sucks?
they were
I
terrible.
would gladly talk about
They were
that.
He is
Absolutely terrible.
fucking terrible.
Dude.
They were god awful.
Shane Douglas was terrible in this match, though.
But
Shane-
that's early Shane Douglas. That's
Shane Douglas is
But,
another.
dude,
I put if you've got
John Laurinaitis carried that match. That's what happened.
that's terrible.
Yeah, that says a lot.
It's terrible.
If you've got
No,
Doctor
as
Death,
terrible as their
if you've got
hairstyles.
Doctor Death as overrated wrestlers, then you've got Shane Douglas as 1A, 1B right there.
Where's Mr. Hughes on that list?
Dude, watch listen to Ric Flair's thoughts on Shane Douglas. And if you
I mean,
look
the
up
dude
art
held the
videos,
WCW. He held the Intercontinental title for what, 1 day?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
politics.
Yeah.
Where's the
the
fire?
dudes won. Though. Did the dudes
Where's
win, or
the
did-
fire? That was
No,
the song
Freebirds
that came
won
out
that.
too.
Where's the fire from
By
the
who?
Freebirds go over because they were champions, and this
Tim
was the conflict.
Feehan.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, because this was the conflict. Freebirds go over; they retain the titles. This was the conflict. Cornette got the Dynamic Dudes a title match instead of getting the Midnight Express a tag match, a title match. So that's where the conflict with Cornette being a face was, and that would lead to dissension. He would eventually do away with the Dynamic Dudes and then side with the Midnight Express like he always does. I mean, he's coached. He's managed some really good teams, but really,
That's because Robert Gibson's the greatest wrestler of all time.
I feel like he's only been with the Midnight Express
There's
ever.
nothing
Robert
better-
Gibson's the greatest
nothing better on
ever,
the internet.
Sherman.
There's nothing better on the internet than watching Jim Cornette rant about something.
You know
Oh,
how
yeah.
you how,
That's
y'all
the
know
best
how I
thing.
feel.
Shout out Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette buries the universe is the greatest video.
I love
ever.
I love Jim Cornette. I love his takes. I love his history. I love his knowledge. And I love him as a manager. He's up there in the GOATs. Definitely.
And one
He's
fact,
blocked me on Twitter.
who has what wrestler?
You
has
must
a
have really
blood-
pissed him off.
But
I've been seeing him on Twitter for years. I've never mentioned it.
Yep.
I've been seeing you on there, and I can see why you've been blocking
pot
me.
star. He's a pot
Didn't
star
Hogan
on
block you too?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's great. You know, he can never unblock you now, dog. You
No.
realize
I
that?
feel like I've seen Conrad retweet or comment back to some of the stuff you said.
Oh,
before,
yeah.
though.
Hey, John Cena follows me on Twitter still. I don't think he realizes he follows me on Twitter,
Yeah, he's
but he
been
follows
showing
me on
off
Twitter.
the whole
I
time.
wouldn't know I'm blocked.
Cena, not Cena.
He said he's been showing off.
You're
the
blocked
whole
by
time.
Cena, then you.
If I get blocked by him, I'm a terrible person.
Oh man.
But one thing about all these matches so far, there's not been a finisher yet.
No, I mean,
And-
the Fist
and-
press was the
You
most
mean,
finishing.
one thing about all these matches, none of them are good. I told
They're
you,
entertaining.
This
The
is,
wrestling's
this is,
better,
They're
but it's
entertaining.
not.
this is my Nicole Kidman. I hate this
Well,
pay-per-view.
Well, so if we want to talk about shitty, we want to talk about.
Havoc, the
the
worst.
is his Nicole Kidman.
This is the worst pay-per-view ever.
Hey, it gets worse.
You watched
It gets
91
worse.
Survivor Series?
Yes, I had. This one was worse to me.
Oh.
Hey, this is the worst promo I've ever heard in my entire life.
You about the Steiner?
The Steiner promo.
That was the worst promo of all
It was terrible.
I wish we could show it, but we'll get blocked.
Scott has no idea what he's
Nothing.
saying.
He's just like,
And Rick, like, you can't understand a thing because Rick is like talking in that aggressive.
Yeah.
cross-eyed.
bro, they're cross-eyed and coke the fuck out, dude. It's a train wreck.
Oh, but
What were they
But-
trying to get across?
this
Nothing.
this match and this story. Again, this is my favorite match on the card.
Oh, God. Yes, yeah.
This is Steiners are new in there. Like,
Yeah.
Rick's been there, obviously. Member of the Varsity Club, television champion, tag champion with Rotunda. But Scott's new. Scott only been there but a couple months. He
With
was
a
at Chi-Town
fantastic
Rumble.
mullet
Oh,
as
my
well.
God.
Yes, looking like a million
refreshing
bucks.
mullet,
Looking
yes.
like $1 million. Steiners are new, and this feud versus Doom. Of course, this is Doom's first pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Being escorted by a woman who was playing a deranged fan, obsessed with Rick
Woman,
Steiner.
shout out to
R.I.P.
Woman
Woman.
back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Woman.
For sure.
Facts.
So this whole setup to this was amazing, I think, for what it was in '89. WCW didn't really build storylines like this. You think about like the Black Scorpion at this time and stuff like that was like their most lengthy type of build up. This was a really good build up for this match, and Doom come out looking like $1 million also.
Yeah.
Steiners
should.
look like $1 million
Underrated tag team.
This is my favorite match on this card.
Yeah.
This was a good match.
Yeah.
However, the ending with the big gold fucking what
Yes.
was that thing they were hitting people
Yes,
with?
the key.
The big ass key they were hitting
The
people
key.
with.
I
What
did
is that,
not
styrofoam?
understand
What
it.
is that they're hitting with?
Yeah. Now,
Teddy Long got in the mix.
Steiners came out to Welcome to the Jungle.
That's what it was.
That was dope. They came out to Welcome to the Jungle. Doom came out to. Doom came out to Her Struck by Bob Seger.
See,
They should have came out to Joe Stutter if it was already if it was out, but it wasn't
on
out.
Peacock Network, and you ought to hear these entrance songs that they put.
They're
I'm about to say,
cheesy.
yeah, it's all
They're not the
over-
same
overdubbed,
because
yeah.
they didn't want to pay it. They didn't want to pay the
It
money.
is so bad the music
Like
that
that
they
royalty
overdub.
free generic ass.
Oh my
Speaking
god!
of WCW music, just a slight
Except for
quick
Sting.
pivot real quick. I've determined the greatest WCW theme song of all the time is, I've been listening to it over and over, is damn Harlem Heats.
Yeah.
That beat goes hard.
Dun, 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 dun,
That beat's
dun,
hard, man.
dun, dun, dun,
We need
dun,
a
dun.
sample.
You
that.
do need a sample, but it's a
That'd
sample.
be hard.
It's a sample by old electronic group called Kraftwerk.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been doing some
So we just
my
had to-
nerd deep
I just had
dive.
to download. I just
They're
had to
just-
download that and send it to Killer.
they're the same with them.
I once
That'd be fire.
I've brought it up
did
so
that
you
whole
would say
cover.
that. I want you to rap off that Harlem Heat beat's dope.
That's fire. That's fire. But yeah, this is my favorite match on here.
It was,
solid.
That was the best
Tag
match.
team wrestling during this time, minus the dynamic dudes, and both companies was fire.
Yes.
Like they had top notch tag teams. You had the same look,
Yeah.
the dual moves. Like it was
There'll
all
never be
fire
another,
at this time.
another era
The
ever.
suplexes. I mean,
Everything.
the
A lot of double
team
team. A lot of
I'll
suplexes
never
in
love
this
another the way I love you.
Yes. Shout out to Thugly. I called
Oh
him,
yeah,
I called him
that was my
Thugly.
song. That was Thugly.
I called him Thugly because he was a thug that was ugly.
Shout out to
Hey, he gave me free cable when he worked at Comcast.
Shout out to free cable.
And
That's
it worked, and it worked until a storm came through and knocked it out, and they had to go over and put the
Dang.
filter back on.
Dang.
Shout out
all good
Thugly.
things come to a close. Ain't that right? Dynamic dude.
Shout out Thugly.
What was the
Oh,
next match?
Well, you had a promo with Lex Luger before this.
God.
That,
Dude, the Lex Luger match was actually fire.
yeah, 'cause
Luger and
you-
Pillman? Yeah.
That,
It
I
was way better than I
Because of
remember
Pillman.
Lex Luger ever wrestling.
Yeah.
it's-
Because of
I-
Pillman.
I'll say it's
Yeah.
probably the best Luger match I've ever watched.
yeah.
No, was it Luger or was it Stan Langs? They're fucking twins.
They did look
They
alike.
look just
But
alike,
both,
dude.
both him and Pillion looked $1 million.
Yeah.
There's one spot where Pillman looked like he almost broke his back when he hit
Man,
the
he
ropes.
was-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He
yeah.
did that thing where the I don't know if it was a flap, what it was when he slingshotted him and he hit the came
Yeah.
up down on the rope.
Yeah.
He landed like it looked like he could have snapped
Well,
his damn back.
a move that I saw that a lot of people use was where they pick you and drop them on the
Drop
top
'em,
rope.
yep.
And,
Yeah.
Dude, Rick Steiner took one like to the side of the head.
Yeah.
In his match, that move is really risky.
Yeah.
But no, that
He's
was
really a math teacher now, by the way, in
That's crazy.
Georgia.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's a math teacher.
that's
wild.
But yeah,
Shout out to
Pillman-
Lex Luger. Actually, he's been doing DDP yoga. He's like starting.
He's
to
gonna
do
walk
it.
again.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk again, man. It's
dope.
crazy.
Good for him.
But
Shout
yeah,
out to
that's
Diddy.
by far that's the best Luger match.
Yeah,
I've
so
ever
if I'm putting the
watched.
Steiners and Doom as my favorite matches, this was number 2.
Yeah,
obviously.
it was a good
This
one.
was a great match.
Yeah.
And like you said, probably Luger's best match at the time. Pillman was a worker. And I really hate that Pillman's career ended the way it did.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to see what he could do in WWE.
He would have been on that.
He would have been another one like
Yeah.
what we was talking about earlier, the other
Eddie
episode with
Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
I mean,
His
another
loose
one.
cannon character
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
one of the best
Incredible.
characters of all time.
Incredible.
Just he Beans. I mean, he literally spearheaded the Attitude Era with Stone
Absolutely.
Cold.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff happened.
Yeah, the house
I mean,
scene where he broke in his
Yeah,
house.
that was
and
that was
everything.
before
crazy,
all that
man.
that bad McMahon shit.
mean,
Like,
Oh,
He-
yeah.
He showed up in an ECW arena and pissed in the ring. Like,
Think about if Brian Pillman wouldn't have passed away, and he would have been there during the Attitude Era.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
he
right.
which he
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
He's,
Right
him
at
and
the
Stone Cold
beginning,
started.
yeah.
And I think a lot of people probably feel the same way. It's just not voiced as much. Like he was
Yeah.
at the forefront of that.
Yeah.
There wasn't nothing more gangster than what him and Austin were doing.
Dude, nothing
Absolutely.
more.
Absolutely.
So-
He made a transition kind of like Angle did, just a quick transition coming from the NFL
Yep.
over into
Absolutely.
pro wrestling. Just-
And one of the
Cincinnati
smaller guys,
Bengals.
the innovator, pretty much one of the innovators of the cruiserweight division.
Oh, yeah.
The light,
That's-
one of the
yeah.
first light heavyweight
He's
champions.
the first
ever.
I remember.
Yeah.
him and Jushin Thunder
Jushin
Liger.
Thunder Liger.
Shishi.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you look at that, like they had that before cruiserweights became
Yeah.
a thing. Those two were
Yeah.
top of the heap, and then WWE came in with like your Brian Christophers, your Taka Michinoku's, and guys like that, and really try to get their division. But WCW's was killing it.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
killing
shout
it.
out to Top of the Heap, failed spinoff to Married with Children,
Yes.
starring Matt LeBlanc.
Where did that come from?
I said top of the heap.
I remember that, though.
Remember it?
Yeah.
It was an episode
Yeah,
of Married with
yeah.
Children,
It
and then
was
they turned it into.
terrible.
I think it was. I
I
think it was
love it.
something. Maybe it was Joe Montana that was in there with him.
It was.
Dude,
Something
you
like
just took
that.
it
Shout out
back
to
on
Matt
that.
LeBlanc.
Joe
Top of the heat,
Montana.
dude. Go check it out. I'll put the picture right.
Awesome.
And then you probably had the best promo of the night with the Road Warriors before that match.
Shout out steroids.
Man.
Oh, my God.
That was in
And
effect.
cocaine.
It's just steroids and
Talking
cocaine.
about somebody who just passes the. If you wanted to create just the way you want a professional wrestler to look.
Yep.
Animal.
No,
Yeah.
actually, Hulk.
Hulk. Both of them. Like they were.
If I had to pick one, I'd go with. I was always more of an animal fan over the Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk.
If you asked me, who would be the 3 people you would not want to be in the ring with if you was a wrestler? It would be the Road Warriors and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Hands down.
Without a doubt.
As far as like them motherfuckers did not play around with anybody. Son.
And this was
the
a
Midwest boys, man. They don't play around,
Minnesota
dude.
dudes for sure.
They don't play, dude.
Yeah, you had them going
Rick
up against the
Rude.
skyscrapers in this match, which was some big old boys as well.
This was
Yeah,
Vicious
they
and
say,
Spivey.
yeah, they say,
Vicious and Spivey.
they say Dan Spivey is
Spivey.
one of the baddest dudes that ever.
Waylon
You
Mercy.
could just tell he don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't.
Dude, I
feel
think
pain or
he,
nothing.
I think he might have beat up Animal or Hawk in real life.
Really?
Yeah, I think he got the best of Hawk.
He stabbed somebody too, didn't he?
Spivey?
Just,
Is that why he
Spivey's
left?
Crazy. Yeah, I think he got in some trouble.
Yeah, you
They
put
say he
him
was a
and
bad
Sid
boy.
Vicious in a tag team together.
Yeah.
Hello, that's a bunch
Yeah.
with Teddy Long as their manager.
So wait a minute. And this is crazy that I don't know this, but Skyscrapers was Vicious and Spivey, but then it became somebody else, right?
Mark Calloway,
And who else?
Taker.
Who else was there? Like who else was the other one?
That's
Was
the
it
only three I
Spivey?
know.
Was it Spivey and Taker?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Vicious. I mean, they're selling Sid in this match as a future world champion.
Yeah.
They're already. They're
He's
not
another
even.
pass that look test when you just look at somebody.
Yeah. Look.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't even mention. There was never a conversation about Dan Spivey doing anything other than what he was doing at the moment.
No.
But Sid Vicious, like Ross was selling him like he was going to be a future world champion, like to feud with Flair coming up and all these things. So they knew then what he was and what he could be.
I could be wrong about the Road Warrior, but I know somebody he got a hold of in the bag that was always like a legendary story. They say Dan Spivey was just you didn't mess with that.
Oh,
dude.
wait a minute. We just told a story here. We lied. The key comes into play in this match. Teddy Long had the key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Teddy Long had the key in this match, and that's how it ended. Was
I got the key, player.
What about those shin guards? The shin guards, Road Warriors, Ketchel shin guards was. Dude, kids are everywhere trying to wave them down with the spikes galore coming
Yeah.
off of the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
It's like, ah, damn, you impaled me. I mean,
Apparently, Spivey got his lung punctured by Sid Vicious in a match against the Steiner brothers.
Oh,
geez.
okay.
wow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Puncture. I was thinking
Gotcha.
he got stabbed or something. But the
Sid
stabbing
punctured-
was-
and
the
Sid's-
stabbing was Vicious and
Arn.
Arn
Arn.
Anderson.
Yeah,
Yes, it was Vicious and Spivey. That other thing. Okay.
But yeah, it was just a big man slobber knocker.
A lot of meatness.
A lot of
A
meat.
lot of meat, Pauls.
Not from Food Line, though.
Yeah, nah.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. It's not Piggly Wiggly meat either.
Shout out Sean
But 5 for
Stasiak.
5.
Sean Stasiak.
Shout out Beaver Cleavage.
Beaver Cleveland.
Worst gimmick
Ever.
number 3.
Yeah.
Overrated number 3. Beaver cleavage.
But, you had the main event. You had the Thunderdome match
Bruh.
in the main event. Ric Flair and Sting with Ole Anderson in that promo before. I got this thing wrapped around this
I
towel
hate
wrapped
Ole
around my
Anderson.
hand
I
10
hate
times.
Ole Anderson.
He's my Mount Rushmore person I hate the most.
I hate Ole
Yeah, we need to do a Mount Rushmore of
Dude.
most hated.
Ole
hate Ole
Anderson.
Anderson.
Anderson's right up there.
Worst 4, most hated.
Piece of
we need to do
shit.
that.
Piece
I
of
hate
shit.
Ole Anderson.
Fat trash.
Ole Anderson was a piece of dog
trash.
shit.
Was he responsible for bringing in
No.
He was responsible for
Shockmaster?
Shockmaster, yes.
Oh, well,
Piece
yes.
of shit. This guy right
He
here.
He was the voice
Yeah.
of Shockmaster.
He sounded
Oh,
a lot
man.
like him.
I hate him.
I hate him so much.
This is what I have a problem with this match. Like we talked about earlier, they talk about electrifying fried chicken. It's going to be all that.
Yes.
Then not the first inkling of somebody almost getting electrocuted.
No.
Not even fake electrocuted.
Muda does like a little flash thing where
And then it catches on fire, and then he puts it out.
Yeah, it's missed.
Like, what kind of heel are you? You're supposed to fire, like, let it go. And you're like, oh, shit. And you break.
Look at all my missed on it.
And they're just, Flair's climbing the cage, and they ain't doing nothing when they climb. They're just climbing it.
That
Just
was
climbing.
worst pay per view of all.
Dude,
time.
It was bad.
It looked cool. It looked cool.
It
did
was
look
so
cool.
because Jim Ross was trying to sell it the whole match.
That's why
Like,
he's so good.
they're
at what he
climbing
does.
on the cage and nothing is happening.
Why are y'all climbing the cage for? And then they
Terry was
wins
just-
because what happens? They disqualified somebody else.
No. So what happened was the managers got involved. Ole got involved with
what's his name? Mike.
no,
Gary Hart.
Gary Hart. And so Ole punches Gary, and when he punched him, Gary's arm threw the towel in.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
how the
that's
match
right.
ended.
Okay.
That sounds terrible.
However, now I will say that like the finish was cool. The overall concept, it didn't need the Thunderdome cage to be
No.
a good
No,
match.
just have a match.
Yeah,
I mean,
it didn't
Thunderdome, and then
need
you had to
that.
throw the talent. And it's like,
Speaking of Gary, shout out to Gary Michael Competta.
Oh,
shout out GMC, the original.
Shout out to Gary Hudgens.
Shout out Gary Hudgens. He'll be on here soon.
Yes.
GMC, Gary Michael Capetta, one of the greatest in-ring announcers.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was WCW's like Fink.
Think.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah. Iconic voice for WCW.
Facts.
Yeah, this main event was really bad.
He always told us how much time
Dude.
the match was. I love that.
Dude, the chops that Flair,
I like that though. That was cool
Yeah.
when he did that. Yeah.
the chops that Flair was landing on Funk and
Shit.
and
Hey,
Muda. Dude,
Muda's chops were very underrated.
yeah, dude, Muda's was
He
a
will
stud.
chop your chest in two, boy. He
Dude,
was-
my favorite spot of the whole match is where Flair takes out Funk and Muda's on there, and he just smacks Muda out of nowhere. And just
No, my favorite thing about this whole pay per view was
Was
when
it-
the damn credits rolled. It was ever.
I was counting in my head how long it was going to take for you to see Chad's hand.
I'll say this though.
again, dude, he's let you hang it again.
I'll say
My
this.
bad, Chad.
No, you good. I'll say this. It was a lot of fun, even though it was bad. It was a lot of fun
fun.
watching a WCW pay per view that I'd never seen.
Yeah.
Because like when we do these WWF pay per view reviews, we've watched them all 10 times.
sure.
at
Yeah.
least. So it's cool being able to switch over and watch some WCW stuff.
But
And there's
seeing
so
them
much.
different, seeing them different now that we're older, things we missed when we were younger.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is one thing I did do some research about this whole Thunderdome thing. That was a Kevin Sullivan and a Jim Cornette idea. Apparently, the plan was for the pyro to create like effects of electrocution when they touched the. But the
makes
fire
sense.
marshal intervened and made them turn off the
That makes
effects.
sense.
The fire marshal came in and said, "Let me tell you."
Let me tell you.
Y'all ain't doing that shit, motherfucker.
So wrestlers were supposed to sell the electrocutions when they were on the ring. Nobody did
Nobody
that
did,
at all.
Dude, we've got to do the one with Abdul the Butcher. Which
That's
one is that
91.
one?
Oh, that's the
That's
one.
all I have 91. That's the first WCW pay per view I ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And I had it on VHS and I watched it
That's
over
the
and
best
over.
one
Yeah.
ever.
Do we have another episode we have to film before the end of the month?
Yeah, we'll do that one next.
That's what we need to do next.
That's the best
Halloween
one ever.
Happy
That's the first
91
one I
is
ever
next.
seen in WCW ever in my
That's the
life.
I've
best
just seen that
one.
one clip.
Oh, dude. That's the first match.
That's
on
when the
pay-per-view.
sets started. That's
Yeah.
when they started doing stuff with the sets and
They
everything.
learned from this one here. They learned the mistakes from this one.
makes sense.
And
that
then,
match was
followed it up
better.
2 years later.
That match was better. And the cast of characters in that match, like you get early
Cactus
Cactus
Jack,
Jack and
yeah.
like great. That was one of the first. I was terrified. I thought they really electrocuted Abdul Butcher.
I did too when I was a kid.
I was terrified, dude.
But
That'll
then
be
the
fun.
Thunderdome wound up coming back in WWE during
Yeah.
the COVID.
Yeah.
That's what I started
And
calling
you know
it
what's
Thunderdome.
what's crazy is they said this was one of the few cage matches that Flair was in. He didn't bleed.
I was
That's
really.
a full-
Yeah.
He didn't bleed. Like
The only blood. Terry fucked up his hand somewhere.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
I
his
heard my
hand.
hand turning.
But this goes into, of course, you get the Flair and Terry Funk feud
And then
starting,
and then Muda and
Yeah.
Muda and Sting.
Yeah, Muda and Sting, and of course Sting eventually gets kicked out of the Four Horsemen by Ole's punk ass.
I hate him.
I hate him. I hate him. But I mean, Sting didn't need the Horsemen, man. But
No.
that's another rant. For
I
another
say
time.
this was an entertaining pay per view.
Well, if we ought to do 90 and 91, because we'll still have one more we have to film that's going to drop on the 30th.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's
And then
definitely
we'll make
do
it.
that.
We can do a movie one or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Let's definitely do that.
Yeah.
But like I had mentioned earlier, like the tag team division in WCW and WWF at this time was top notch. WCW, you had Steiners, Doom, Freebirds, Midnight Express, Road Warriors, Varsity Club,
Oh, yeah.
Skyscrapers. WWF, you had Demolition, Heart Foundation, Brainbusters, Twin Towers, Beverly Brothers, Young Stallions, Bushwhackers, Power of Pain. Like this
Rockers.
was prime tag team. Like everyone
yes.
matched. They looked the same.
Yes.
What about Pride and Glory?
Power and Glory. I
Oh,
said that.
yeah,
Oh, I said Powers of Pain. Fuck Power and Glory. Power
Pride
and Glory.
Power.
Yeah, you had it right. You had it right. Pride
I had-
and Glory because
yeah.
Paul Roma was.
But yeah,
The name is Power and Glory.
Power. I mean, but you had like
nothing
matching.
glorious
You had matching tag teams. You had
It
the tag
was,
team
though.
dynamic was better than it ever was.
It was
and loved it.
Great.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. I agree.
We've said that since
I loved
the
it.
beginning, the early
We were
90s.
spoiled, wasn't we? as
We
kids?
were, man.
were,
We
man.
were. These kids don't understand.
No.
The world's
they
fucked
don't.
now, bro. We had it best. We
It's
were
true,
part of
man.
the best. We're the best
Everything.
generation, bro.
Late
It's a
80s, early
fact.
90s.
And it's
the
not.
best.
It's just solely because of like we were lucky enough to be born when we were born.
Yeah.
Best music, best movies, best
Yep.
wrestling, best
Everything.
All of it.
clothes.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Quality
kids,
of life.
like
you
you.
kids
Quality of
nowadays,
life,
if my son uses
Shout out
one more
starter
abbreviated
clothes.
word on me, like if he walks around telling me to quit digging in my butt, bro, like what is that about? Stop, dude.
Luckily, my daughter's literally just like me, so everything I say is gold. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
she's literally just.
If he tells me I'm selling one more time, I'm gonna kick his little ass. He tells me I'm selling. Why am I selling, bro? You don't even know what selling is.
My daughter, same one is going, Daddy, I'm going to cry my eyes out when John Cena retires in December. Her words.
I mean, it's gonna be a big moment.
Yeah.
It's a big moment. And it's a big part of our childhood. Like I
Facts.
started really getting back into wrestling about the time
Yeah.
he came in.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
The end of an era.
end of air, it's coming, but it's gonna be
Man.
great. We're gonna celebrate it like we're supposed to, and the next one's gonna be up to bat.
Think about how devastated R-Truth's going to be because he's been watching him since he was
I hope
a
he
little
comes out
kid.
dressed. I hope he comes out dressed like him every week after that.
Well, he got F5 this past week by Lesnar, then he split his pants.
Stu, I ripped my
He
pants.
sat there just like mooning the crowd with his underwear sticking out.
And then you go, Stu, I ripped my pants.
It's crazy for them to make a big deal and bring him back, for him to abandon the R-Truth gimmick and cut off his dreads, for him to go back to the R-Truth gimmick.
Exactly. Thank you.
What?
Facts.
But I'm glad because that's what I love about R-Truth. I appreciate the comedy. Plus, he can also work at his age.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the serious side of him
I don't
anymore.
either.
I
Yep.
want to see him come in and just entertain
Yeah.
me, and that's what I get.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate him for that. So.
Yep.
Well, happy October to you guys and gals. This is dropping on October 2nd. So tomorrow, a new single will be out. Me and Chill HTP. Lingo, y'all go get it. Me and Twack's album is out. It came out last week.
Yes. Banger.
Yep. And
That's album number.
It's actually album. Me and Twack's album is album number 10 of this year because I dropped an extra one. So we're trying to finish it up, bull.
Hardest working man in music.
Trying to finish it out, man.
Wow.
I appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody's support for the podcast, and
Yep.
we're closing in on 150 episodes, man. This has been
Nice.
A
really
lot of
dope.
fun.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get all 5 of us back for this next batch of episodes.
I'm here.
We'll try to figure out when we can schedule it where we can all do it, and then we'll bring y'all the Halloween Havoc 90 and 91, and then we'll figure out something else for the last
A spooky movie.
Well, we can maybe cover the spectacular One Tabulous Friendship convention, or whatever it's called.
Friends
What's it
Frightmare.
Yep.
Chad's messing that name up every single time. he
Nobody,
says it.
nobody can get the name right.
Friendship, Friendsgiving Frightmare.
What's it called, Chance?
That's a good name.
I don't even know anymore.
That'll be fun. We get Big Trill in it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait till they meet Big Trill.
Oh,
dude.
man.
They're not gonna
Big
handle
Trill?
Big
I like
Trill.
the name.
Oh, he's a trip.
That's dope.
But yeah,
Shout
man,
out
thanks
Will.
to everybody, man. Salute to BJ and Brandon for coming back through once
Glad to
again.
be here.
Always.
Thanks to
have
K for the Ducks.
Yep.
Shout out to the wrestlers, Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media.
And Chad, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Hit that bow.
We out this motherfucker.
Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. Hot mic chance joins the team, hating on me, Gene. BJ the DJ keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak, running wild on you, brother. We're over the top, rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central with epic thumbnails from the vids. It's a